Oh, don't worry, I'm sure this is exactly how Natasha envisioned this, exactly how she dreamed it. If I die, we'll have to edit that out. Or maybe we won't, because you just, you know, you got to get the views these days. Yeah. I finally lost it. Ooh, I didn't know I got a sample. What is it? Spider Pig, does whatever a spider pig does. I feel like when I do my hair like this, I look like Mrs. Trunchbull. And it's not what I was going for. Wow. That's what she said. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day so far. Now, if you're new here, I would love for you to consider subscribing if you think it's for you. We have a lot of fun. My name's Charlotte and I upload at least twice per week. This week, this is an extra cheeky bonus on a Thursday. Just for giggles, you know, because why not? So today, oh my God, I am excited. When I first saw this collection on Trend Mood, or maybe I just saw it on Natasha Denona's Instagram, I can't remember who was first with the scoop, the tea. The second I saw it, I was like, this is what I've been waiting for. I feel like I've just been waiting to be excited, waiting for my pulse to quicken, my heart to race, my skin to start sweating that makeup juice excitement. Oh, it's got weird pretty quickly. But I feel like I've been missing that, you know, when you see a new launch, when you see a product being leaked or being sneak peeked somewhere and you're just like, oh my God, what is that? I need it. I want it. I need it in my life. You know you're gonna get it and you just absolutely no hesitation, no on the fence. You need it, you want it, you love it, you like it, you need it, you have it, you got it, you like it. It's Ariana Grande. But you know what I mean. I know you know what I'm talking about. And this was the first time a whole collection did that for me. The second I saw this, I was in. It was gonna be mine. All of it. All of it. So this video, I feel like it's going to be pretty long because I have the face palette, I have the eyeshadow palette, and we're going to do 5 looks with it, and I have one of her Lipophoria Gloss Balm hybrids, you know, to use its proper name. So I will have down below or up here, up high, I will have some timestamps and I will do some proper timestamps and pin a comment with them in, so you can just click willy-nilly about the place, wherever you want to go, wherever your interest takes you, wherever you fancy, you can just click about to the spot that particularly interests you, that particularly tickles your pickle. So when this first was announced, I got very excited because I'm pretty confident that Natasha seemed to declare that this was going to be available all over the shop on the 28th of Jan, and that quite quickly changed to suddenly the UK is going to have to wait the standard 10 days longer than the US for the launch, which stung me to my core a little bit. And then Beautylish just came to the rescue. I've never made a purchase from Beautylish before because generally once you add in delivery charges, taxes, duties, etc., the majority of the brands available on Beautylish are also available here in the UK, with the exception of Sonergy and Wayne Goss. So I've never really felt the need to order from there before, until this week, until I was going to say to today, but I didn't order today. They aren't that good. So I was nervous, I wasn't sure. I didn't think they would be shipping this collection to the UK because generally that's how these early launches work. They won't release to the UK until it's arrived on their UK stockists. But they did. They would, and at no greater cost than it would cost me if I'd ordered it from Cult Beauty, and because I ordered so much, I got free expedited shipping and it was here in 2 days, stunningly packaged, better packaged than any website I've ever shopped on before. By the way, anytime I like rave about a shop or a brand, people accuse me that this video is sponsored. It clearly isn't sponsored, just FYI. I will always tell you. But yeah, amazingly, loads of packaging. The cheek palette was fully wrapped in a whole thing of bubble wrap individually within the very well already buffered box. The eyeshadow palette was in this like corrugated cardboard situation, and then the whole package had an absolute lifetime supply of tissue paper in there. So it was beautifully packaged. Like I said, it was smooth sailing. I got my dispatch in moments and it was shipped here within 2 days of me ordering. So fair play, Beautylish. I would definitely not have any qualms about ordering from there ever again. I would definitely repeat this experience, let's put it that way. So that's just a bit of tea on the process for those UK folks who are maybe hesitant. All duties and taxes were included at the point of sale and very clear on the website what it was going to cost. So there was no delays at the border, and I also didn't get that disgusting Royal Mail fee because they'd already taken care of everything. So tick, tick, tick. So let's get started with the details on these products. The first product I'm going to talk about is the eyeshadow palette. Here she is, and what an absolutely ridiculously beautiful beast. The exact same number of shades, type of palette, packaging, etc. to the Sunrise palette, and price to the Sunrise palette that came out last year. Just as this is me in a palette. All of these are like my type of shades. I will show you the Sunrise palette for comparison, because I did have somebody ask, oh, are they similar? And they are just not. They're just not. They aren't. There's really not a shade in the two that I look at and I'm like, yeah, they're the same. There is not one single shade that is like a repeat. When I first saw the palette in real life, I thought that Laurel, which is the shade here, was going to be close to Transparent, which is, yeah, this shade here. But on swatching them, they aren't similar at all. Laurel is more of a peachy undertone that kind of goes with the rest of the Sunrise theme, and then Transparent is definitely got that pinky shift in there that obviously goes with the theme of the Love palette. So yeah, there's really not repeats in these palettes. If you have Sunrise, it's not a case of, oh, you've got everything that's in the Love palette. They are definitely standalone palette. I will be doing 5 looks with this palette, and I will put those tutorials at the end of the video so that you can skip ahead, or you can skip that out if you're not looking for the tutorials. They will be at the end. Those 5 looks, I use every single shade in this palette, so I now can tell you exactly how I feel about the full palette. These 2 shades here, which are Giving and Passion, so these 2 I wasn't a huge fan of at first, and you will see me make a complete hash of look number 4, which I'm not happy with how it turned out at all. I've left it in here because I want you to see the process and see my experience with those shadows, but I don't like to use setting spray or wet shadows or a finger application generally when I'm reviewing a palette, because I just want you to see the shadows on their own without me doing anything sneaky or tricky or helping them. And these 2, I just do not recommend using them with a brush at all, even a wet brush. So in look 4, I used Passion, and it just didn't build up. It wasn't very opaque. There was a lot of fallout. Same thing with the shade Giving, which I used in shade 3, and it looked pretty, but again, I wasn't getting the kapow, I wasn't getting the opacity, I was getting a lot of fallout. Like, they were performing like pressed glitters, both of these. I don't know if that's what they are, but that's how they were performing. They don't say that they are the same formula, actually. Passion is a crystal, and Giving is DC, what's that? Duochrome, but to me they performed in a similar way. Very like loose glitter, lots of fallout, using a dry brush. I used a wet brush that negated the fallout. However, you will see in look 5, the final look, I go in with my finger, and it is life-changing, let me tell you. Now I'm in love with them. A totally different experience. So my strong recommendation with these 2 shades is a finger application. Using a dry brush, don't do it. A wet brush will negate the fallout, but you just won't get the same effect at all that you will if you use your finger. So that's my advice with these 2. The only other even slight thing to mention, I think, is that a couple of the shades, Intense and Trust, I just kind of found them slightly harder than her usual formula as far as blending. Still some of the best blending shadows that I've ever tried to blend. However, if you compare the formula and the performance of these shadows with like the Metropolis palette, there's a definite difference, and I imagine what that difference is that from what little I know about cosmetics, formulation, etc., these shades are just trickier than the type of shades that are in the Metropolis. The browns, greens are much easier from what I've heard than these types of shades, but everything is beautiful. Nothing was disappointing once I figured out how to use these two shades. I love it. I love all of the shades in here. I'll use everything in here. There's nothing that I'm like, that one's just gonna sit unused. I think it's beautifully thought out, stunning palette. It is limited edition, but so was Metropolis, which is still just widely available. So I will just say, you know, if you're waiting for payday, remember Natasha Denona's limited edition is not the same as Pat McGrath's limited edition. So yeah. So next up, the Cheek palette. I mean, this packaging is to die for. I am obsessed with it. It is just gorgeous. So I have the tan palette of hers, but I didn't get the previous blush palettes. This is my first, I guess, blush palette. Is it a blush palette? Is it a highlight palette? It's a little bit of both. It's also my first experience with her diamond powder. So this shade here is her diamond powder. There isn't a diamond powder in the tan palette because that's where the bronzer goes. So I have tried her Glow Cream base. I have tried her Super Glow. It's one of my favorite highlight formulas. And I have also tried her Glow Impact powder, which I love. This one in the tan palette. So those are all the formulas, but the diamond powder is new to me, and this is apparently a very glittery formula that is not going to be for everybody, and I was not expecting it to be for me. So you can see now my application of the Glow palette, the Love Glow Cheek palette, and I'm starting off with the Glow Cream base. Now initially I picked up my Rephr 05 brush, but as you can see it's just not really, I'm not getting enough on the brush on my skin tone. It's not really showing up, so I instantly switched to my Japanesque brush, which is a cream sort of dense brush. It doesn't have a number or a name, I'm afraid, but it's a very dense, kind of small, like round top kabuki brush, and that instantly worked way better. I think with the Rephr it was just the wrong brush, and it was like moving my base a little bit and not really laying the product down, whereas that Japanesque brush worked much nicer to add the amount of product that I needed. So on that side I started off just with the Glow Cream base, which is super pretty and beautiful. Just a gorgeous glowy dewy cream blush, basically. Not too much on my skin, just enough. And then on the other side I decided to go in with the Super Glow just on its own to start off with, to see how I like that, and that is obviously is a highlight. It is absolutely beautiful as a glowy gorgeous blush, but it is obviously very glowy, so it's not going to be for everybody. I didn't find it hugely emphasized texture, to be honest. I absolutely will use this again on its own as a blush. Very pigmented, went on beautifully. There I'm using my Rephr 04 brush, and it's just perfect, very easy, picked up the product very nicely, performed beautifully. And then I'm going back and I'm adding that same Super Glow shade on top of the Glow Cream base on the other side, just to see, that's how, you know, Natasha intends this palette to be, like layered and layered and layered till you can layer no more and everybody around you is blinded dead. I thought we'd just see how it looked, and it does look glorious. I then went in with the diamond powder, which I expected to hate. Having heard that this is very glittery, I did not think I was going to like this, so I went very tentatively on the very highest point of my cheek, and oh my goodness, I was, even though I knew this was going to be like this, I was still pretty shocked at how pretty it was and how impactful. I didn't find, given how it is definitely very glittery and sparkly, but it's not chunky. But yeah, if you don't like visible glitter, you won't like that one. But I thought that was gorgeous. Just on the very tops of your cheekbones, I will absolutely use that again. I think it will be gorgeous on the eyes as well. Inner corners, I think it will be lovely. It's a very, very pretty shade, and yeah, I was pleasantly surprised with that one. And finally, I'm highlighting the rest of my face with that Glow Impact Powder using my Linda Holberg 306 brush. Now this is like a baked formula, so I did have to go in quite hard with that brush to pick up product, but it is absolutely gorgeous. I love that Glow Impact Powder. Very, very beautiful. As you can see, more of a sort of classic highlight formula, slightly on the darker side, perfect for my skin tone. I'm not sure if you're super fair, that may be a little too deep for you to use all over the face as a highlight. And last but not least, this is the Lipophoria Lip Gloss slash Balm Hybrid. This is supposed to be a plumping lip gloss slash balm. We've already said it. I picked up the shade Coral, Duochrome Coral in fact, and let me tell you, as you can see when I open this, the scent is pungent. It whacked me right round the nostrils. That's what this did. That menthol, if you don't like that, I know lots of people do not like it. Wow, this is the strongest minty, you know, that plumping, tingly menthol type of scent that I have ever smelled in a lip product. I can't smell it now that it's just sitting on my lips, but when you open that and when you're applying it, it is pretty intense, let me tell you. I don't really feel a plumping sensation on my lips. I'm not noticing my lips looking fuller, but they certainly look flippin' beautiful. I love this gloss. It is so pretty. It's glittery, but it comes across in more of a shiny way. I don't look like my lips are really sparkly and duochromy now. Absolutely gorgeous. Can't really feel the glitter. When I'm rubbing my lips together, it feels smooth. It doesn't feel sticky. This is absolutely gorgeous. Apparently this is limited edition as well as the eyeshadow palette. I did actually ask Natasha on Instagram and that's what she told me. This was also the first item to sell out on Beautylish, this exact shade. So if you have this on your list from the UK and you're waiting for it to pop up on Cult Beauty, etc., this is the item that is likely to sell out first. So there you have it. That is all of my thoughts, my experiences with these 3 products that I just am in utter heaven, let me tell you. I am really going to use nothing else for several years now. Don't hold me to that. So I hope you enjoy the 5 eyeshadow looks with the palette that are coming up now. Please forgive me for look number 4. I know it doesn't work. I know it's certainly not the best thing you've ever seen, but it does serve a purpose in showing you the issues that I had with those crystal shadows when I didn't know how to use them. It's me, it's not you, it's me. Okay? I hope you enjoyed this review and found it helpful. Please sit back and enjoy some eyeshadow application for the nation. See you in the next one.
All keeping us